All right, hi again. In our last video, we talked about using push matrix and pop matrix to save the state of a matrix and then do some drawing and then come back to it later. But on a more fundamental level, we have a stack class that lets us use push and pop for really any type of data we want to save. It can be a string or a floating point value or even an array. So let's take a look at that. That's the uh, VB stack class, and we're going to dimension array D, and let's use S as new VB stack, and we'll do create some data to put on there. D as string, do D equals everything is fine. All right, we'll do S as our stack dot push D, and we want to create another variable D2, and we'll do D2 equals S dot pop. That pops the value off the stack. It's basically a dynamic array, and we're just pushing and popping things onto it. We're pushing it onto the end, and then we pop it back off the end, and that removes it and gives us a copy of it basically. So let's do debug dot print. Make sure everything's clear down here in our debug window. We'll use D2. We'll print D2. And let's see, what did I miss? Dim D2. All right. And there you go. We pushed this from D onto the stack, then we pulled it off the stack and put it in D2 and printed D2. That's all fine for strings. Let's try it with a different data type. Let's try a single, which is a floating point data type, and we'll make this equal something, and we'll do that, and it printed that value. All right, that's good. So we know it can store strings and it can store floating point values. Well, what if we wanted to save something a little bit more complex? Let's do D as an array. Let's put 11 elements in it. And remember, in a VB, this is the upper dimension, not the actual count. Let's do for n equals 0 to 10, D and E equals RND, and next. And we'll do the same thing here. Remember, when we're declaring this, we're not declaring a data type for this second variable. This is going to be a variant. This is important. Everything is stored on the stack as a variant. That means it can be basically anything. We'll do D2 equals pop, and then we'll do for n equals 0 to u bound D2 debug dot print D2 and next, and we'll print that, run that, and there we go. We even stored an array on the stack. So that's basically a flexible way of storing values in an array. It's kind of like a collection. It will let you store any kind of data type, or even different kinds of data types, all in the same array. It can be one element could be an array, one could be a string, one could be something else. Very flexible. And then once you've done all that, you can actually go through there and say um, let's see, that's stored in S dot insert. Then we can insert in the middle of this array. We can insert some totally different thing. So that is, or we could do is S dot. Let's see, S dot free. That'll free everything on it. We could do S dot remove. That'll remove a single element from it. So it's a very flexible array, basically a dynamic array that we have available to us. Very good for storing data in a flexible format. Um, so that has been the VB stack object. Next up, we'll take a look at the VB property stack object, which is a more advanced version of this. Is based on this, but it also lets us do XML, and it lets us store tags with each element, so we have a way of identifying them even more flexible than what we have here. So thanks for watching, and talk to you later.